Alright everyone, this is 5 tips and tricks all duck players should know. Okay, so the first tip that we're going to get into is your generic slot. Nictitating membrane, which was in the sensors tab right here, it's actually been moved to a generic slot, not impacting any other abilities. So you can equip this without causing any other stress to your other abilities. So we're going to do a demonstration here of nictitating membrane off and nictitating membrane on. Okay, so the next tip, we're going to be using our water dodge here. What you can do is you can actually use the water dodge to boost you on land a little bit. So if I'm running up here, I can water dodge. See how I get a slight boost on land? This is really effective for chasing down targets and getting the final kill. Okay, so tip number 3 here. This is also tying in with the water dodge ability. This is really effective for getting oxygen or potentially getting away from a target. If you hold your up movement or down movement while doing the water dodge, it will actually send you in the direction that you're going. So not many duck players know this. So for example, if you're swimming along here and a target's chasing you, or you want to get down to get underneath an opponent, you can actually hold your down button and use the water dodge. And you see how it went down? You can actually use that to get underneath a target, maybe go up for a riptide afterwards. And this also ties in with going up, so if you want to quickly boost up for oxygen, what you can do is you can hold your up movement and you can actually go up to go and get oxygen. This is a really effective way to actually use the water dodge, and more of a passive way to use it rather than boosting forward to attack. When you're fighting in the water, and fights are going to last a long time, so like duck 1v1s, they normally last quite a long time. What you want to do is, especially against passive impatient players, you want to use your claw attack to keep them in combat, because the claw attack applies bleed damage. Bleed damage is going to keep them in combat over time. If a target has bleed, they won't be able to heal in a fight, and obviously if you're not using any bleed effect, if they go out of combat in a long duration fight, they'll be able to heal up a little bit, potentially take a few more hits, which gives them the upper advantage in a fight. So what I do is I'd always try to hit one claw attack when you're in a fight, just to keep them in combat and with a bleed effect on, and it just prevents them from healing up during the fight. Okay, so tip number 5 here is going to include 2 abilities. So the first one is nictitating membrane. And we're going to look at the second half of this ability. Also passively tracks the distance to the nearest fish within 100 meters. So if you obviously pair this along with the fisher diet, this is going to make finding fish in the ocean really, really easy for a duck. You can notice that little blue arrow next to the water symbol where your abilities are. If I go towards this turtle, you see how the arrow's going up? That's going to direct you towards a fish. So this is going to be really, really easy for catching food. And alongside this as well, the fish also have fish buffs that you can get by eating the fish. So if I eat this, let's have a look what ability. There you go, armored. A 5% increased armor ability for 10 minutes just by eating the fish and just by finding food. This is going to be really helpful for big fights if you're obviously outnumbered and you need that little bit extra armor, or the nictitating membrane. It's just good for finding food. Obviously, finding fish in the ocean can sometimes be really difficult, especially on a duck because you're slow. So this should hopefully really help.